Hey, welcome to E2 Go Sports. I'm Easton Durant, and today we'll be talking about news around the MLB and the NBA draft. Edwin Encarnacion was traded to the New York Yankees by the Seattle Mariners. He batted fifth as a designated hitter. He went 0 for 4 in his first game. He struck out swinging on the 10th pitch of his first at bat in the second inning. He said, "I saw a lot of pitches. I feel good. I'm just missing a couple of pitches that I know I can hit. It's a part of the game. I'll get him tomorrow." Encarnacion was acquired from Seattle in a trade late Saturday night. Encarnacion joined the Yankees on Monday and began the day leading the American League with 21 home runs. He said he expected to be shipped off by the Mariners, but he didn't think he'd wind up in New York. When he got the news, he was surprised and happy to be sent to a first-place team. He said, I play the game to win, and it's exciting to come to a team that's battling and doing so well right now." He said, "I can't wait to see that. It's going to be fun. We're going to hit a lot of homers, and we're going to win a lot of games too." He's talking about batting behind catcher Gary Sanchez, who ranks second in the AL with 20 home runs, and with Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge close to returning from the injured list. The Yankees are soon poised to be one of the baseball's most powerful lineups. Edwin Encarnacion has been doing well this season. He has 21 home runs, batting 241 with 49 RBIs. He usually hits a lot of home runs and has 2 seasons where he has 42 home runs. The Yankees are soon to get Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge both back. They sent down Mike Tauchman, and Stanton, who had been on the injured list since April 1st with a bicep strain and a strained calf, returns to the Yankees after completing a rehab assignment with the Single-A Tampa Tarpoons and Triple-A Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. That's Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders is where Aaron Judge is Tuesday as he recovers from a strained left oblique. Judge could join Stanton on the 25-man roster this week. As for Stanton, manager Aaron Boone initially planned on using him at DH when the slugger returns, but that plan went out the window when the Yankees traded for Edwin Encarnacion, who made his Yankees debut Monday. The Yankees are one of the best teams in the MLB. They're 44-27. The Rays, who are second in the AL East, are 1.5 games. Edwin Encarnacion went from a 31-45 team to a 44-27 team. That's a big difference for him. The Yankees are third, or one of the best teams in the AL, behind the Astros, who have a 48-25, and the Twins, who are 47-24. In the NL, the best team is the Dodgers with 48 wins and 25 losses. Right behind them in the National League is the Braves, and then the Brewers, who are 44-32. The Cubs are a half game behind him. Major League Baseball Umpires Association suspended Manny Machado for 1 game. He was suspended 1 game after arguing a called third strike with Bill Welk during the Padres game against the Rockies on Saturday. The MLB UA said this on its social media. 1 game. 1 single game. What kind of precedent is that setting? It is not okay to throw a temper tantrum and physically touch someone of authority just because you don't agree. Violence in all workplaces is not tolerated, period. They went on to call the 1-game suspension a disgrace and said any physical contact with an umpire cannot be tolerated. They said Major League Baseball has always led by example in all cases of violent behavior on and off the field. With that being said, the MLB UA is extraordinarily disappointed in Major League Baseball for its disciplinary inaction handed down to Manny Machado. MLB says the punishment imposed by Joe Torre was for aggressively arguing and making contact with Welk. Mr. Machado is appealing his suspension, and we do not believe it is appropriate for the union representing Major League umpires to comment on the discipline of a player represented by the Players Association, just as it would be not appropriate for the Players Association to comment on a disciplinary decision made with respect to umpires. We also believe it's inappropriate to compare this incident to the extraordinarily serious issue of workplace violence. Machado denies that he made contact with the umpire. He said, "We have our case, and we're going to wait to see what the appeal comes back with. We always have the right to argue balls and strikes and give our opinion on it." Machado is batting .264 with 14 home runs and 40 RBIs with the Padres. The New York Knicks, moving on to our next subject, the New York Knicks reject an offer from the Hawks for the 8th and 10th overall picks. The Atlanta Hawks would receive the 3rd overall pick, and the Knicks would get the 8th and 10th pick. It's reported that the Hawks have been regressively exploring trade scenarios in which they would package the number 8 and 10 picks to move up in the NBA draft. But the Knicks were not interested in moving down to acquire Atlanta's picks, according to the source. RJ Barrett has been rejected as the number 3 pick. New York plans to hold a workout Wednesday for Vanderbilt guard Darius Garland, according to Giovanni. Garland recently told ESPN that he is the best guard in the draft. He has been widely viewed as a top 5 pick. He is projected to go number 5 to Cleveland, but Caesars Sportsbook currently lists him to be selected number 4. New Orleans is considering the possibility of trading the number 4 pick to Atlanta for number 8 and 10. If they did, that would mean that they have 3 picks. The Pelicans will acquire the 4th pick as a part of the blockbuster trade that will send Anthony Davis to Los Angeles. All players must pass their physicals, and the deal is confirmed and set on July 6th. That was a great trade for the Pelicans. They got the 4th pick and the Lakers' future for a free agent, basically. The Lakers was a great trade for them. They got one of the best players in the NBA, but they gave up the next 7 to 10 years of their franchise. I get it, but that many players trading away, they should have at least kept the 4th pick to try and trade to the Hawks. As moving on to that, the Kawhi Leonard will probably stay in Toronto, as it is reported that he enrolled his daughter to go to a school in Toronto. Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, I think Klay Thompson will stay in the Bay Area. I can't imagine him going anywhere else. If anywhere else, it would be the Lakers, but they supposedly want Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, a source close to Kemba Walker, has said that they cannot imagine him living in Los Angeles. But Kevin Durant, with the Achilles tear, I think the Knicks should sign him. Just eat up the money, eat up the 31 mil, just take the max offer. Another thing that I could see Durant doing is stay with the Warriors for one more year, just take the guaranteed money, and then just leave next year for a higher contract. That's what I think. Well, thanks for listening to E21 Go Sports. As always, I'm Easton Durant. As always, I'm Easton Durant. You can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts and listen there. Also, with Anchor, you can now send us voice messages to be played on the podcast. So do that to send us opinions about certain segments and what you want us to talk about. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at E21Go Sports. And as always, I'm Easton Durant. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.